Hi, we're attorneys at home. America's divided. Tax laws, student debt, the name Gary.
This is why, in the case of SpongeBob SquarePants versus Gen Z, we unequivocally take the side of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Remember, America, this is the future the left wants.
Are you having it?
We are. Hey all you goofy goobers, thanks for tuning in.
In preparation for today's episode, we have revisited our favorite childhood TV show.
And today we present to you our ranking of all 41 episode segments of SpongeBob SquarePants Season 1. Number 41, Reef Blower. It's experimental, it's what you would expect for the first episode ever of SpongeBob, but it's not one you really want to revisit.
Coming in at number 40, Squeaky Boots. Now there was one really good shot of SpongeBob's face on the stove. Loved that. Other than that,
Suicidal Sponge.
it was just a parody of Edgar Allan Poe, and that was an Edgar Allan no for us.
Number 39, Fools in April.
Not funny, didn't laugh.
Okay, this was the original It's a Prank Bro of Generation Z, and it's just really cruel and it's not fun to watch, with the exception of this beautiful, iconic moment.
What did you do to my drink? You what?
Coming in at number 38, Jellyfish Jam. Most of these episodes really just have one good moment. In this one, it was, Squidward, could you maybe play a little bit better? You can edit that out and edit in the clip.
Squidward, would it be possible to play your clarinet a little better?
We do love, however, the cult burning of the clarinet.
Shall we?
We shall.
Edit a fire.
Please imagine a clarinet on fire. Number 37, The Paper. Now, this one has a few more funny moments than the ones that come previous to it. However, it's not enough to really stand out, except for one beautiful, and I'm not kidding, beautiful rendition of Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Number 36, Opposite Day. We're all Squidwards here, but I gotta say, I really prefer Patrick's original idea of Opposite Day.
Patrick, breathe!
Number 35, The Chaperone.
Meep.
Get lost, pizza topping.
Number 34, Help Wanted. The only golden line of this episode was the ending of one Krabby Patty, please.
Number 33, Jellyfishing. Now, in order to firmly grasp this episode in your hand, you need to understand the fact that this is the first time an episode was solely about torturing Squidward.
Meow, 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 meow.
Translation, ranked 32, I Was a Teenage Gary.
Meow, meow, meow.
Translation, is alright. Ranked 31, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2. But first, our first ever segment of Stefan and Francois beat each other up for no apparent reason.
Help somebody there.
You're under arrest, atomic flounder.
Stop, kid, stop!
Coming in at number 30, Rock Bottom. Now, there's some bits to this episode, brutalizing the driver at the beginning, Patrick's redemption, but what I'm more focused on is Patrick calling SpongeBob Bob.
Bob, I don't like it here.
Boating in at number 29 is Boating School. Now, in hindsight, it's not a terribly memorable episode, but as far as character development with SpongeBob driving, it's good for testing the waters.
Have you ever been used by your friend for land development?
I'm sorry.
Well, that's how number 28, Walking Small, felt.
But it's becoming increasingly obvious. I can deny it no longer. I am small.
Number 27, Home Sweet Pineapple. Now, I don't know what I want to say about this one. The episode begins pretty sad insofar as SpongeBob being threatened with the idea of moving away from the life that he's created, but it's rectified with one of the best moments in all of Season 1.
Spiders! Spiders!
Spider hiding in the corner!
Number 26, the iconic introduction of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Now, I really am just in love with the insults towards old people throughout this, but specifically Mermaid Man's faces throughout this episode.
It's too bad they're old.
Am I falling in love with the one that could break my heart?
When in doubt, pinky out. Number 25, Tea at the Tree Dome. It's a great introduction for a regular character in Sandy. However, if they're trying to make her a likable character, they shouldn't have had her ask SpongeBob if he wanted anything. SpongeBob says he wants some water. And what does Sandy say?
Oh, these are lovely. I'm gonna go put these in a vase.
What kind of garbage? He wants water, Sandra!
For all my sirs, ma'ams, and poobahs out there, coming in at a strong number 24, Karate Chopper.
Now, this is a hard-hitting character drama piece about
Squidward's hairpiece.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Number 23 is Bubble Stand.
Coming in at number 22, Neptune's Spatula. As hilarious as it is to watch Patrick get zapped again and again until he is nothing but dust, thank God that his prodigious girth protected him.
Certainly you, with your prodigious girth.
Ouch!
Number 21, Sleepy Time. Unequivocally, the funniest character in this entire season has been Patrick Star, and nowhere does it shine brighter than in this episode. His dream is literally just him riding a mechanical pony when he could do anything in the world, and then, in a moment of heartbreak, he drops his last quarter. That was his last quarter.
Number 19 is Employee of the Month, and let me just start by saying that this is where it gets to those top 20 where it is just really hard to narrow down the reason for its placing down to one joke, because especially this episode, the whole rivalry between Squidward and SpongeBob and all the puns and jokes that go along with it, there's just too many.
This really shows how strong the start of SpongeBob is and why it's so beloved today. Number 19 is Muscle Bob Buff Pants.
The laws of physics in this episode are thrown out the window, and that is saying something in SpongeBob.
The physical laws of SpongeBob's jerk arms are so inconsistent, it's actually infuriating. However, the episode is excruciatingly funny, enough to the point where you can ignore the bent laws.
They make for good bits.
They do. At 18, SB129. This episode is hilarious.
Gets very existential.
It does. The whole sequence wherein Squidward is utterly alone is both terrifying and hilarious. It finds that perfect mix. At number 17, Culture Shock.
Coming in at number 16, Valentine's Day. A great episode of people getting bodied.
Absolutely bodied.
I would just like to mention that despite Stefan not getting me anything for Valentine's Day, I will not go into a bloodthirsty rage.
Did you get me something for Valentine's Day?
I did now.
Number 15, Hall Monitor. Now we're recording this segment a couple days after we recorded the rest of the video for reasons that are none of your business, but because of that, you'll notice our appearance has changed ever so slightly, if not extremely significantly.
Have you seen this man?
It's the maniac!
Coming in at number 14, Ripped Pants.
Uh-oh, that's a little joke for you. This episode has arguably one of the hardest bangers in all of SpongeBob with the song Ripped Pants. And if you don't know those lyrics by heart, don't come at me telling me you're a SpongeBob fan, because you're not.
I'm questioning it.
Number 13, Nature Pants.
Now, I loved this episode. From the improper use of fire emergency equipment to Patrick's absolute descent into madness over losing SpongeBob, this was such a comedic-filled episode. And really just a good story with a really heartwarming ending. So yeah, it's a little hot in here.
Well, yeah, everything's on fire.
Oh my god! Use this!
Thank you! Myth busted.
Coming in at a spooky number 12, Scaredy Pants.
This is the first appearance of the Flying Dutchman in an actual setting, and it really sets a precedent in this episode that holiday ones go hard.
Never miss.
Hey, what do you know? I scared him. Ah!
Francois, status report.
The whole studio appears to be underwater, Captain.
I knew it! Number 11.
Arrgh.
Now, this episode is absolutely hilarious. However, it has confused Generation Z with their cardinal directions ever since its premiere in 1999.
I still don't know the difference between East and West.
There's a difference?
Now, for the top 10. Coming in at number 10, Plankton.
The first introduction of the show's primary antagonist. It's a wonderfully comedic episode for revolving around a villain.
Shut your mouth, you mediocre clarinet player.
Mediocre?
Number 9, Sandy's Rocket.
You know, this episode really showed us just how far SpongeBob and Patrick can go with their delusions.
Yes, they can, so far as they are willing to hold a gun to Mr. Krabs' face.
Ahoy there, lads! Up a bit late to be playing pirate, aren't ye? Wait! Oh, don't shoot!
Coming in at number 8, Texas. Now, wait. Can we say that episodes about Texas are dumb?
We absolutely cannot, because this episode goes so hard. It is hilarious. Patrick gets absolutely A-bombed. It's great. We love it. And it does have a really adorable ending. I got really emotional over them doing the barbecue and the peas in a can pie, the 10-gallon hat. That was a really adorable moment for SpongeBob, even though Sandy just tried to kill him. But it shows SpongeBob's unbreakable spirit.
And a really true message. Texas is dumb.
What did you just say?
Should I start running now?
I think I got the suds, Frankie.
Speaking of, coming in at number 7 is the Suds.
Let's take a Claritin. I feel so much better. I'm not sick anymore.
You know, speaking of medication, there's a really important message about that in this episode.
There is. This episode goes to show us that Dr. Patrick is not a medically licensed practitioner, and neither are you, Karen.
You know, this is a really funny episode,
It
though.
really is. And, Frankie, before we get too far, I want to let you know...
Don't touch me, I'm sterile. Speaking of episodes with important messages, coming in at number 6, Hookie.
A moment of respect for our fallen fish.
Anyway, despite the fact that this is a extremely funny episode with some great shots, some even greater gags, there is a really important message underlying through all of this.
Absolutely. This episode deals with the allegory of drug abuse and being hooked on drugs. And it has a wonderful emotional payoff of having friends around you to support you and help get you unhooked.
Between the comedy and the important message, how could this not be number 6?
Number 5, fun.
F is for...
Forget those stupid messages. This one's just hilarious. I absolutely love this episode. Another banger song, of course. But the dynamic between SpongeBob and Plankton and a beautiful show of friendship, even though it ends in betrayal, but that's fine. A beautiful show of friendship is really some of the most heartfelt we've seen SpongeBob be thus far.
The closest we've gotten to a rom-com in SpongeBob.
Straight up. And you know what? I'm here for it.
Coming in at number 4, Pizza Delivery. Now, this is an episode that was probably ruled mostly by nostalgia. Coming back to it, it just didn't have the same hit that it used to. But we do have to compliment Squidward's arc throughout this episode, you know? We always see him as the cold-shouldered, you know, very static character. And in this one, we really see some growth where he comes out and defends SpongeBob and really shows care for him.
And ushering us in tonight to the top 3 coveted positions, bringing home the bronze medal, is an episode we didn't quite remember being remotely as funny as it was, but wound up being an absolute raucous riot. And that episode is Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost.
Now, even if you haven't seen this episode, you've seen this episode. Meme after meme after meme comes from this single episode.
Whenever someone asks me, like, what are we doing tonight? And I show up at their house, my response,
Okay, get in. A surprising upcomer, a real underdog taking home the silver tonight. One that we really hadn't expected, one that really grew with us as we have grown older. Coming in at number 2, Naughty Nautical Neighbors. Now, this is an episode that we think had the highest laugh per minute ratio out of the entire first season. They were just rolling with them.
Friends.
Thank you for attending the awards ceremony tonight. We've had a lot of yucks. We've had a lot of fun. Francois, go ahead and start playing us out.
Wait! You forgot the pickle.
Number 1, pickles. Is there a nostalgia bias? Sure. Does that stop it from being the absolute best of this season? No, it earns that status. Between the character arc and redemption of SpongeBob in this episode, the golden interactions, yes, the showdown rather, of Bubble Bass and Squidward, I could not breathe for this episode. It was so funny. And let's not forget the iconic order of a double triple bossy deluxe on a raft, 4x4 animal style, extra shingles with a shimmy and a squeeze, light axle grease, make it cry, burn it, and let it swim. Which apparently, according to SpongeBob, just means a regular Krabby Patty. We love it. This episode is phenomenal. It's hilarious. It has a feeling of ceremony at the end, and it goes down for us as the best episode of SpongeBob Season 1.
Just a real ribbon on the whole season.
We love it.
Goofy Goobers, thank you again for tuning in to our rating of all episodes of Season 1 of SpongeBob SquarePants.
It has been a blast doing this. Just two bros talking about SpongeBob. If you'd like to talk to us about SpongeBob, maybe show us your rankings, go ahead and do it in the comments below. Just know that if it's different from ours, you're incorrect.
I will have you know that I used to have those little go-gurts that had the scenes. They had the first line. My mom would read part of the first line and I could recite the whole episode. I know my SpongeBob SquarePants.
We really did have a blast making this video, and we're looking forward to getting a whole bunch more out. So,
Seasons 2, 3, and 4 coming soon.
And maybe a tier list of the top ones once we get there. We don't know. We're also going to be working on non-related SpongeBob stuff because we are nerds and we have a lot of fandoms that we're part of. So we'll be working on that real soon, and we hope to see you naughty nautical neighbors again.